Hello again everybody, Jamie Dekeuster from Oxmoor Country Club, bringing you the next installment of our tip of the week. This week we're going to continue to sort of build on our progression that we've had. We started with setup, we talked about sort of swing path and club face orientation, and this week we want to talk about the importance of where you hit the golf ball on the face of the club. You know, the point of contact and what that affects, because I think a lot of people run into problems where they are maybe hitting the ball off center and they're trying to correct a swing flaw instead of a centerness of contact issue, because it can cause you to sort of give you some false ideas of what's really going on with how your golf ball is flying. So what happens when you hit it off center is this big club, as fast as it's moving, actually will twist in one direction or another depending on where you hit it, and that creates gear effect. So if you hit the golf ball here on the toe, the club face actually opens quite a bit when you see it in very slow motion photography, and that causes a gearing effect, and the golf ball is going to want to have a draw spin or a hook spin to it. So you could be hitting it way out on the toe and trying to correct something that would cause a hook in your swing instead of looking at where you're actually hitting it on the face. If you hit it in the heel, the opposite kind of happens. The club twists this way, and then the ball wants to spin and have a sort of a low slicing or fading effect, okay? And when you hit it in the middle of the club, the ball should then sort of follow really what we talked about last week, where the club path and the club face, when they line up in the right direction, the ball should fly according to those sort of ball flight laws or rules, okay? When we start to hit it off center, you're going to get results that aren't necessarily following those ball flight laws. And that can cause you to go down a very wrong or incorrect path of trying to fix yourself and organizing your swing into where you're working on the wrong things, and then it, you know, obviously then can progress into, you know, much worse stuff. So there's a couple really easy ways that I'm going to show you to just sort of show yourself and become very aware of where you're hitting it on the club face. And there's a couple just quick, simple tools you can use. If you see me out on the practice range doing fittings or doing lessons, you'll see I have a can of foot powder spray. It sounds kind of crazy, but it works awesome. You just spray it on the face of your club. It doesn't do anything to the club. It's easy to wipe off, and it creates a nice white film on there. And then when you hit a shot, it's going to show you exactly where you hit it on the club face. You have to edit this out because I need a tee. So when we hit a driver with this on the face of it, we're going to see exactly where we hit it. So you see very clearly right where we hit the golf ball. Now, that's pretty good for first swing. What we really want to see ideally, and this may come as a surprise to a lot of people as well, that's about dead center in the club face. Ideally, to get the best launch conditions and spin conditions to get the most distance out of your golf ball, we want it to be a little bit higher than that. And what I do a lot of times is I just draw a nice little square on my club face, and that's about where you want to hit it, right in this sort of square, just slightly above center. And that's going to give you the best results with your speed. You're going to maximize the speed that you generate. When you hit it off center, when you hit it out on the toe over here, or on the heel over here, that can affect the golf ball speed off the club 8 to 10 miles an hour. And every mile an hour of ball speed is about 2 yards of distance. So if you really want to gain 15 more yards just like this, start focusing on just hitting the ball in the center of the club face. Don't worry about anything else. If you kind of follow the other videos that we had, get yourself lined up in a good spot. Try to really be aware of the club face and the club path relationship, and you hit it in the center of the club, you're going to see distance overnight. You don't need to buy a new driver. You don't need to do anything else. Hit it in the middle of the club, and you're going to see a lot better distance. So that's this week's installment. We're going to continue to build on this as we go. I'm going to be down at the PGA show next week. I'm going to come back with a lot of good ideas and see all the newest products, all the new stuff. So we'll have a report from down there in Orlando at the PGA show. I look forward to talking to you again next week. Again, Jamie Dekeuster from Oxmoor Country Club. We'll see you soon.